The Batman. Operation Isus. Part 5, League of Justice. Disclaimer. This is only a comic book, fanfiction, crossover story. The fictional characters in this story are within the DC comic universe and Marvel comic universe. The Batman, Operation Isus is only a fanfiction comic book story, and the Batman story is not canon to any of the Batman fiction or lore. Vandale. Months later / Metropolis City / the Daily Planet / Jimmy at his desk. Lois. Clark, check this out, shouted Jimmy as he watched a video sent to him on his computer. What do you have? Asked Lois. It's a viral video of a military pilot who took this fantastic video clip of a woman who's standing on top of some sort of invisible aircraft, said Jimmy. Diana, whispered Clark. Pardon, said Lois. Something in my throat, said Clark. She looks all around the skies and then she gets back inside of the aircraft, said Jimmy. Then she's gone, said Clark. Who is she? Asked Lois. They're calling her the Wonder Woman, said Jimmy. If you get any more video clips, let me know, said Lois. Will do, said Jimmy. The Daily Planet gets all the leaks and leads, said Clark. What's the latest on your lead? Asked Lois. I have an interview with a guy named Arthur Curry, and he says he's got inside information about the Atlanteans, said Clark. Maybe he's Atlantean, said Lois. Does he have superpowers? Asked Jimmy. I'll soon find out, said Clark. This could be huge if he does, said Lois. What about you? Lois asked Clark. I have a football player named Viktor Stone who's on his way to see me, said Lois. A football player, said Jimmy. He's breaking Gotham City's football records like it's nothing, said Lois. He's fantastic, said Clark. I'd say so, said Lois. Metropolis City / the Daily Planet / Perry White's office / doorway. Hey Jimmy, what's this about a crossover story you're working on? Asked Perry. I'm writing a comic book crossover story in which two separate comic book characters league up together to fight crime, said Jimmy. Isn't that the same as the multiverse? Asked Perry. A crossover is way bigger than the multiverse, said Jimmy. And you're writing this? Said Perry. I'm far more than a fantastic journalist who works for the Daily Planet, said Jimmy. I'm intrigued, said Perry. I'll keep you posted, said Jimmy. Nice, said Perry. Metropolis City / the Daily Planet / office area. The guys in the office went crazy as they cheered and applauded the beautiful young lady who walked into the office area as she held onto a pink security case. Lois, Clark and Jimmy all stood together as they too simply adored the young lady. Diana, shouted Perry as he rushed over and shook Diana's hand. Nice to meet you, Perry, said Diana with the biggest smile on her face. There's iced coffee, hot peppermint tea and cucumber sandwiches inside my office. Please help yourself, said Perry. Wonderful, said Diana as she headed off towards Perry's office. Holy smokes, whispered Jimmy. Who's she? Whispered Lois. Diana is an archaeologist, whispered Perry. Archaeologist, whispered Jimmy. Diana knows secrets from thousands of years ago, whispered Perry. Like she was there herself, whispered Clark. Since the day Clark joined the team, things have been on the up and up, shouted Perry. Thanks, said Clark. Running late. I'll be there in a flash. Barry read the message on Clark's high-tech wrist device. A round of applause for Clark Kent, shouted Jimmy. He's a handsome and lovable reporter, said Lois. Careful, Lois, shouted Perry as he rushed off towards his office. It's just a compliment, shouted Lois as she lovingly gazed deep into Clark's eyes with a huge blush on her face. Metropolis City / the Daily Planet / Perry White's office. You said bring a security case, said Diana as she enjoyed the delicious cucumber sandwiches. During the remodeling of my summer home in Bloodhaven, this is what I found, said Perry as he quickly removed an ancient Egyptian amulet from his high-tech eyeglasses carrying case. The amulet of Isis, said Diana. You mean the Egyptian goddess Isis, said Perry. It's the missing amulet to Isis's necklace, said Diana. Okay, said Perry. Once this amulet is inserted into the necklace, she will learn the secrets of Isis, said Diana. She, said Perry. Only females can obtain Isis's godlike powers and abilities, said Diana. Isis sounds like this Wonder Woman person the whole world is talking about, said Perry. The two of them wouldn't be enemies, more like competitors, said Diana. They're both heroes, said Perry. There's someone else here and she insists on seeing you, shouted Jimmy through the old-fashioned keyhole on Perry's office door. Out in just a sec, shouted Perry. Charisma Carpenter, said the beautiful young lady as she burst into Perry's office with a huge smile on her face as she carried a small security box. Who are you? asked Perry. I'm the Egyptian scientist sent here to collect the Egyptian amulet that is the property of Egypt, said Charisma as she quickly flashed her security badge. Property of Egypt, said Diana. That's correct, said Charisma. How are you even aware that I had this? asked Perry. You obviously discovered this during your excavation trip to Egypt, said Charisma. Go on, said Perry. Then you hid the amulet of Isis inside your high-tech eyeglasses carrying case. You made it all the way back to the United States, and you cleared airport customs with no issues, said Charisma. You have it all figured out, said Diana. Don't interrupt me please, thank you, said Charisma. This doesn't explain how you know I had this, said Perry. The amulet of Isis emits a high frequency that our systems detected days ago once you opened your eyeglasses case, said Charisma. Speechless, said Perry as Charisma placed the amulet of Isis into her security box. Who do I speak with for access to the amulet of Isis to do my research? asked Diana. All access is denied, until further notice, said Charisma as she quickly exited Perry's office. Metropolis City / the Daily Planet / office area. Have a great day, said Jimmy. The same to you, said Charisma. Oops, said Clark as he accidentally bumped into Charisma. Clark Kent, shouted Charisma as she lovingly gazed up into Clark's eyes with the biggest smile on her face. Charisma, didn't know you were in Metropolis, said Clark. Now I'm on my way out, said Charisma. See you in Egypt. Charisma, shouted Clark. She's a tall glass of ice water, if I ever seen one, whispered Lois. Attention citizens of Metropolis, said the sinister voice of Isis heard across Metropolis. Isis, whispered Clark as he recognized Isis's powerful voice. Everyone rushed over towards various office windows all throughout the Daily Planet. He's flying around like Superman, said Jimmy. Where did he? Whispered Lois as she gazed all around the office area for Clark. I challenge the man who calls himself Superman, shouted Isis. Do you accept my challenge? Shouted Isis. Metropolis City. On my way, said the Batman as Superman and Wonder Woman battled Isis. Crowd control, shouted Barry aka The Flash as he raced around and saved innocent people from falling debris. Help, whispered Viktor Stone from underneath a pile of rubble. I got you, said the Flash as he quickly removed the rubble that covered Viktor. S.T.A.R Labs, my father, whispered Viktor while in tremendous pain. Central City / S.T.A.R Labs. We'll take it from here, said Silas Stone as a team of scientists quickly transported Viktor inside S.T.A.R Labs. Will he be okay? asked Barry. My husband is an expert in cybernetic technology, said Eleanor Stone with the warmest smile on her face. Hope all goes well. I must get back to Metropolis, said the Flash as he quickly hugged Eleanor. Afterwards, Flash raced off towards Metropolis City. Metropolis City / the Daily Planet / Perry White's office window. So, this is what Nick Fury is putting together, whispered Perry as he gleefully gazed out his office window all around at Superman, the Batman, Wonder Woman, and the Flash as they teamed up and battled Isus. Metropolis City. Superman, whispered the Flash as he gazed up in shock as Superman suddenly fell from the skies. Gotcha, said the Flash as he caught Superman just before Superman hit the ground. And I got what I came for, whispered Isus as the Batman and Wonder Woman chased him across the skies towards the Atlantic Ocean. Kryptonite, whispered Superman. What was that? Asked the Flash. Something in my throat, whispered Superman. We'd make a great team, said the Flash. I'd say so, said Superman. Count me in, said the Batman from inside the Batplane. Afterward, the Batplane raced off across the metropolis skies headed towards Gotham City. Didn't expect Bruce to say yes so soon, said Wonder Woman. You mean Bruce as in Bruce Wayne of Gotham City, said the Flash with the biggest smile on his face. Who else? Asked Superman. You're a quick thinker. Barry Allen, said Wonder Woman. You know my name, said the Flash. Of course, said Wonder Woman with a cute smirk on her face. What brings the Flash to Metropolis? Asked Superman. I have exclusive news for a Daily Planet reporter named Clark Kent, said the Flash. Nice to meet you, said Superman as he stuck out his hand towards the Flash. Wait, you're, said the Flash with the biggest surprise look on his face. Who else? Asked Superman as he winked towards the Flash. The reason you're here to see Clark, said Wonder Woman. I was testing out how fast I could run on the cosmic treadmill, said the Flash. Time travel, said Superman. This sounds serious, said Wonder Woman. Planet Earth was attacked by an invader called Darkseid, said the Flash. Mother read me bedtime stories about Darkseid, said Wonder Woman. What else happened? Asked Superman. While planet Earth was at its weakest, a second invader named Thanos also attacked Earth, said the Flash. Any bedtime stories about Thanos, said Superman. Mother says Thanos and Darkseid are partners in crime, said Wonder Woman. As Darkseid terraformed planet Earth, Thanos snapped half the people on Earth into an alternate dimension, said the Flash. Gosh darn it, said Superman. Language, said Wonder Woman. Sorry, said Superman. Years later / the Batcave. Taking the Bat drone out for a test flight, said Alfred as he gazed up at the computer's monitor. The Bat drone is high in the skies above the city called Bloodhaven, said Bruce as the computer's monitor displayed an older couple named John and Mary Grayson. The couple happily stood near the edge of the sidewalk as their teenage son named Richard Grayson raced up a driveway towards a house. The acrobatic obstacle kit is still set up in the backyard, shouted the old caretaker named Bob Kane, who stood up on the bedroom's balcony as he smoked a vanilla rum cigar. Cool, shouted Richard as he raced up towards the front door. Richard, the boy wonder has arrived, said the old caretaker named Lizzie Kane with a warm smile on her face. Practice makes perfect, said Richard with the cutest smile on his face. Zorro, the masked vigilante, said Bruce. What does that have to do with this? Asked Alfred. It's the movie that my parents wrote and produced, said Bruce. Correct, said Alfred. In the movie, Zorro put his summer house in his ex-girlfriend's name. Thus, his summer house legally wasn't his property. Yet, Zorro paid all the expenses, i.e., property tax, utilities, and so on. Zorro and his ex-girlfriend had an agreement that the house was still his property. The ex-girlfriend simply lived there as the caretaker. When the town officials took all Zorro's assets, Zorro simply moved in with his ex-girlfriend into the summer house, said Bruce. Are you saying, asked Alfred? If my parents were still alive, they'd be around the same age as Bob and Lizzie Kane, said Bruce. Property owner, said Alfred as he curiously typed into the Bat computer. Nick Fury, said Bruce as he read the computer's monitor. It's an agreement, said Alfred. An alert message, said Bruce as the alert flashed on his high-tech wrist device. Help! Trapped in a cave. Tony. I haven't heard from Stark in years, said Bruce as he quickly typed on his high-tech wrist device. Bruce's text message to Tony read: You're the only elite thinker I know with a heart made of iron. You got this. Bruce. Days later /Gotham City /Wayne Manor /Bruce's home office. Bruce watched Vicky Vale live on the Independence News Network. Ever since the death of Thomas and Martha Wayne, Gotham hasn't been the same. With their futuristic plans of changing Gotham City into a new age metropolis, the Waynes were seen as beacons of hope. Flash forward to today. The members of Operation Isus caused havoc all over Gotham City. However, only one hero with expert fighting abilities, high-tech gadgets, futuristic cars, planes, etc., was able to defeat the members of Operation Isus. That hero is known as the Batman. The members of Operation Isus were sent to Arkham Asylum. Because of the Batman and Gotham PD, Gotham's crime rate sits at an all-time low of 7%. The low crime rate has allowed the elites of Gotham to carry out the Waynes' futuristic plans. This means the good guys of Gotham are finally winning. Gotham is now seen around the world as a city of justice, love, peace, and a safe place to live. The big question now is, will there be new villains in Gotham City? Asked Vicky. An alert voice message from Alfred flashed on Bruce's high-tech wrist device. The alert voice message said, Master Bruce, an area of interest has been intruded. Gotham City /the Batcave. Bruce removed a gothic-looking Joker playing card from the Batcomputer's security access card slot. And this, said Alfred as he pointed towards a wind-up toy penguin that sat in the Batman's computer chair. Popped up onto the Batcave's computer monitors were screensavers of a sexy, villainous, female cat. Gotham needs a hero, said Alfred with a proud smirk on his face as he gazed towards Bruce. Thus, the comic book adventures of Gotham City continues, said Bruce, aka the Batman. The Batman, Operation Isus. The end. For now.